Every city has two sides to its story. Some say Vancouver is the greatest place on earth, and others argue it's getting too tough to live here. On one hand, you've got the postcard version, majestic snow-capped mountains meeting the Pacific Ocean, and world-class sushi on every corner, and a health-conscious lifestyle that practically begs you to buy a pair of expensive yoga pants and hit the trails. It's a literal playground for outdoor enthusiasts, and when the sun is shining, the vibe here is absolutely unmatched. But then there's the flip side, the reality that leaves people staring at their bank accounts in mild existential dread. We're talking about a housing market that feels less like a real estate ladder and more like a vertical glass wall. The infamous Vancouver gray skies that stretch on for months, and a social scene that has earned the city a reputation for being a little chilly to newcomers. Is it truly a West Coast paradise? Or is it an overpriced playground where regular people are getting priced out? Packing up your life and moving here is a massive financial and emotional gamble. Whether you are a remote worker dreaming of the mountains or craving a change of scenery, you deserve to know what you're actually signing up for beyond the glossy Instagram filters. Let's look past the headlines and break down real, unfiltered pros and cons of moving to Vancouver, BC. First up, nature isn't just something you look at here. It becomes part of your routine. You have mountains, rivers, and the ocean all surrounding the city. It's not uncommon to see people commuting with a kayak strapped to their roof rack or hitting the ski slopes right after a morning Zoom call. That legendary Vancouver double where you can literally shred some powder on Grouse Mountain in the morning and go paddleboarding in kits by the afternoon. It's not a myth. It's just the standard Tuesday for locals. And it's why we love it here. Within 30 minutes, you can drive to the North Shore Mountains and completely escape into untamed wilderness. Whether you want to ski, hike, kayak, paddleboard, it's all right at your doorstep. Even if you aren't a hardcore mountaineer, the city's geography completely changes how you live. You start tracking the weather not just to see if you need an umbrella, but plan your weekend trail runs, and that fresh, crisp scent of cedar and salt water is baked right into the daily air. Plus, the city is packed with accessible green spaces like Stanley Park and Queen Elizabeth, to name a couple. You get the seawall, the world's largest uninterrupted waterfront path, wrapping right around the downtown core, making a casual evening walk feel like a scene out of a travel documentary. And if you crave a lifestyle where concrete jungle plays second fiddle to actual jungles, this is an absolute paradise. Compared to the rest of Canada, Vancouver's weather is remarkably gentle. Winters rarely drop below -5, meaning you don't have to face the freezing, bitter snowstorms of the prairies or eastern Canada. Instead of buried cars and shoveling 6 feet of snow off your driveway in January, your winters mostly consist of grabbing an umbrella and dealing with a light drizzle. While the rest of the country is scraping thick ice off their windshields in bone-chilling -30 weather, Vancouverites are often walking the seawall in a light fleece, jacket, and a beanie. Plus, spring arrives weeks earlier here than anywhere else in the country. By March, cities like Toronto and Montreal are still enduring the late winter slush. And Vancouver is already exploding into vibrant shades of pink with its world-famous cherry blossom season. It's a climate that truly allows you to be an active outdoor person 12 months of the year, rather than being trapped indoors and hiding from the elements. And on the flip side, summers are stunning, however, comfortably in the mid to high 20s without oppressive, sticky humidity found in places like Toronto. It is the ultimate Goldilocks climate for anyone who despises extreme weather. You get all the gorgeous sunshine and warmth, perfect for a patio afternoon, but you can actually breathe without feeling like you stepped into a sauna. It's pure, crisp West Coast comfort at its absolute finest. The neighborhoods here developed naturally without an inner city highway dividing them. Back in the 1960s, the city fought hard against running massive freeways through its core, and that radical decision paid off massively. Instead of roaring concrete overpasses splitting communities apart, you get beautiful human-scale streets lined with independent coffee shops, local boutiques, and leafy canopies. Result, unique pockets like Kitsilano, Main Street, and Commercial Drive that act like 15-minute cities. Each pocket has its own distinct personality and microculture. You've got Kitsilano with its laid-back beach bum meets yogi vibe. Then there's Main Street, epicenter of indie fashion, vintage shopping, and craft breweries. Or Commercial Drive, a fiercely independent hub with a rich Italian heritage and an eclectic artsy edge. You don't just visit these places, you weave yourself into them. You can seamlessly live, shop, work, and eat entirely within your neighborhood and everything you need for your daily life. From your doctor, grocery store, your favorite local pub is usually within a 10-minute stroll or less. It's so walkable and well connected by transit that owning a car is completely optional. Between the fast driverless SkyTrain network, the massive grid of dedicated bike lanes, and the readily available car sharing apps like Evo, owning a vehicle can feel like more of a liability than a luxury. You can entirely skip the headaches of traffic congestion, exorbitant parking fees, and crazy insurance costs, and instead enjoy a stress-free commute on foot or by rail. Now for the trade-offs. While you avoid freezing snow, you must prepare for the winter rain. From November and March, the skies turn gray and the sun sets as early as 4:30. Locals affectionately and sometimes miserably call it Vancouver for a reason. It's a relentless, persuasive dampness that seeps into your bones and makes you question your life choices. You will quickly learn that a high-quality raincoat is a survival tool, not a fashion statement. And vitamin D supplements are absolutely non-negotiable. If you're used to bright, crisp blue winter skies, this endless monochrome ceiling can be a massive shock to the system. It's rarely a torrential downpour. It's mostly a consistent fine drizzle, but the cumulative grayness can easily trigger winter blues if you aren't ready for it. It demands a certain level of mental resilience, and if you don't find a way to actively embrace the gloom, the winter wall can hit you incredibly hard. It's no secret that real estate here is incredibly expensive. Vancouver is one of the most densely populated cities in North America, which drives up the prices dramatically. But this isn't just a local housing issue. It is simply the inevitable nature of a premium global city. Vancouver operates on an international stage, constantly drawing in wealthy foreign buyers, affluent remote workers, and global tech talent who view this spectacular coast as a safe haven. Because it's so highly sought after on a worldwide scale, property values have become completely decoupled from local average wages. While the current market has dipped slightly below historic peaks, buying a home or securing a long-term rental remains a highly competitive and costly uphill battle. When you look for a place, you aren't just competing against other locals for a standard 2-bedroom condo. You're up against a massive wave of international demand, all chasing severely limited supply of housing that is tightly wedged between the mountains and the sea. You have to be willing to sacrifice square footage or pay a premium to be here. For many, this means radically adjusting your expectations, embracing the micro condo lifestyle, or watching a staggering chunk of your monthly take-home pay disappear into rent, all just for that privilege of a West Coast postal code. At the end of the day, when you look past the steep price tags, you have to look at what you're actually investing in. Look at blue chip neighborhoods like Kitsilano or Mount Pleasant. These areas are prime examples of why the city's real estate completely defies the odds. They don't just hold their value, they remain remarkably constant and resilient, even when the broader market takes a breath. Why? Because people don't just buy these properties as temporary stepping stones. They buy them to build a lifetime of memories. These are true forever homes where families put down deep roots, growing up within walking distance of the ocean, incredible local schools, and vibrant community hubs. And that brings it back to the bigger picture. The sheer quality of life. I might be a little bit biased here because I live here. In fact, Vancouver has been my home my entire life. I've seen the city evolve. I've endured my fair share of rainy winters, and I know exactly how heavy the cost of living can feel on a daily basis. But looking at the grand scheme of things, the pros outweigh the cons every single time. There is an intangible magic to this place you can simply not replicate anywhere else in this world. When you step outside on a flawless afternoon, grab a fresh coffee from your favorite neighborhood spot, and look up and see the snow-capped mountains framing the blue ocean, the financial sacrifices start to make complete sense. It's a city that keeps you active, feeds your soul, and connects you to the nature in a way no other global hub can. So is it an easy place to build a life? No, it takes some serious hustle. But is it worth it? Without a doubt, yes. Vancouver isn't just a city, it's a lifestyle, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. If you need help navigating the Vancouver real estate market, feel free to reach out.